Star-Lord is the main character, aka Peter Quill, aka Chris Pratt. And when Peter Quill was young, he was on Earth, and his mother died from a brain tumor on Earth. And so he had no father, and so he ran outside and was abducted by Yondu, the blue guy. And Yondu was a Ravager, and he raised Chris Pratt as a Ravager. So then when Chris Pratt is older, he's trying to find this orb, and instead of taking the orb to Yondu like he was supposed to get the money, he runs away with it. So Yondu's mad, and so he issues a bounty for Peter Quill. And so person who's trying to find the bounty is the Rocket Raccoon and Groot, and then Ronan, who's an evil guy, sends Gamora, who's his like assassin person, to find Peter Quill to find this orb because he wants the orb too. So when he's trying to sell the orb, Gamora comes and tries to steal it, and the bounty hunters, Rocket and Groot, come to steal it, and they all get into this big fight and then are arrested and taken into prison. But then there's this inmate there, Drax, he's the big guy with the tattoos, and he doesn't like Ronan at all because Ronan killed his family, so he tries to kill Gamora. But then they tell Drax that they can bring him to Ronan to kill Ronan. And so and Gamora was like, I was betraying Ronan because I don't want him to use the orb's powers. So they all try and escape the prison together, and they do, and they have the orb and everything. And so then blah blah blah, some stuff happens. Oh, so then they're on this planet trying to sell the orb, and they found out how powerful it is and that no one can touch it without exploding. But while that they're trying to sell it, Drax, who's kind of like wasted, contacts Ronan and tells him where to come find them because he wants to try and defeat Ronan. And so yeah, so then Ronan comes to the planet, and someone touches the Infinity Stone and blows up the whole planet, and all this shit breaks loose, and it's just a bad scene. So the others leave by ship. So then all hell breaks loose, and they're trying to escape this planet, and her ship gets destroyed by her evil sister Nebula. Nebula's important in the second movie. So Nebula destroys Gamora's ship, and so she's just like floating in space. She's about to die, and so then Quill, who's trying to stay away from Yondu because Yondu's trying to capture him, tells Yondu his coordinates. So then he's floating in space, and he gives Gamora his helmet to have her survive. So he was about to die. But then Yondu comes and takes them, and so then Rocket, Drax, and Groot are all on another ship, and they're like, we should rescue Quill, but he was like, no, I'm going to give this orb to Yondu. And so, and they don't want to face Ronan alone, but they don't want Ronan to have the Infinity Stone, but he does have the Infinity Stone now, so now he has all this power, and it's like, he's going to kill everyone and kill the planet Xandor, that's like the good planet or whatever, and so then that's not good. So then Peter Quill, his deal is that if Yondu and the Ravengers help them defeat Ronan, then Yondu will get the Infinity Stone. And so they go and they trying to defeat, and it's this big fight scene, and the Nova Corps, which is who arrested the Peter Quill and everyone in the first place, they get them to help them because they were attacking their planet. So it's this big fight scene, and they're trying to get the stone, and then at the end, so no one's supposed to touch the stone, right, because it's going to destroy them. So then at the end, so it's in his little hammer thing, and so they destroy the hammer, and the stone is falling, and if it falls to the planet, then it's going to destroy the whole planet. So Peter Quill reaches out and grabs the stone, and then like all the Guardians grab hands. So Gamora, Drax, Rocket are all like grabbing hands with him, and they're able to survive, which is really weird. Like, you can't hold the Infinity Stone and not survive. So then that happens, and that's like them, and then they defeat what's his name? Ronan. They defeat Ronan, so that's good. So, Peter Quill ends up giving the stone to, the Nova Corps, even though he's supposed to give it to Yondu, but he tricks Yondu and he gives him like a little orb, but he has a little troll in it because he likes the trolls. And so, so yeah, that's what happens. Oh, and then Groot, because he was a big guy in the first movie, when they fell from the ship, he like got into all these shattered pieces, so they like replanted him. So that's why he's a small Groot, because he's like regrowing like a tree, you know? So then everyone leaves. The Guardians of the Galaxy, all of their records are expunged, so then they're like free, and they're gonna help, like, they can be hired to help people protect the planet. And this is when you find out that Yondu never delivered Peter to his father, and so you're like, okay, who's his father? He's half human, half this random creature thing, and so now we don't know who his father is. And yeah, so that's kind of where it ends. So that's where it picks up. So here are some more details that you should know about Guardians of the Galaxy. So one of the most like important things is the whole music stuff, because when his mom was dying, she gave him, meaning Peter Quill, like a mixtape of all her favorite songs from the 80s. And so he listened to that, and it was like super important to him because it was like his connection with his mother. So he listened to that a lot, and it got destroyed when his ship got destroyed, and so he was really sad about it. But Yondu ended up giving him the present that his mom left for him, and he opened it up, and it was another mixtape. So that's kind of like the basis for number 2, is it's volume 2, so it's like the second mixtape or whatever. So anyway, like, it's a lot of like classic 80s songs and stuff, so that's really cool. And then the other thing that's kind of important to know about is, that I didn't talk a lot about, is Nebula and Gamora's relationship, because that's kind of big in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So they're kind of weird. They're like half sisters. And their father is Thanos, and Thanos is like the main evil guy. But Ronan, got the girls as like a present from Thanos, as like his assassins or whatever, and so Gamora rebels against Ronan, and that's why she ends up with the Guardians. But Nebula, during the whole Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, still fought with Ronos, because she wanted Thanos' approval, because Thanos always liked Gamora better than her. And so in the second movie, she kind of has ended up breaking away from Thanos and Ronan, and so she has a vengeance against Gamora, because Gamora was the favorite. So you kind of need to know that going into the second movie. So yeah, that's all you need to know about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, but I would recommend watching it because it's a bomb movie. Okay, hope you like my video. Bye.